up, guys? Soul Sports back again with another video. And in today's video, I have the second episode of like draft grades, draft review. And today we're gonna be reviewing the Phoenix Suns. Now, the Phoenix Suns had such a strange and some say dumb draft, but I'm here to really dive deep and talk about it. So let's get into it. Let's start off with the good. Let's start off with the bad. Okay, I like to start off with the bad and then off with good. So with the 11th pick, they took Cam Johnson out of UNC. Now, this was the dumbest pick of the draft. I'm just gonna say it. Cam Johnson is 23 years old. He was in college for 5 years? I think maybe even 6 years. He's older than Devin Booker, and Devin Booker is entering his 5th season, and that says something. Now, this is dumb. Cam Johnson was not projected to go into the lottery at all. Probably on some boards wasn't even projected to go in the first round. Definitely early second round. So I mean, if you trade back and you don't get the guy you want, and if you want that guy, just trade back again. There would be no problem. You'd have more assets. You could have traded back with a team like the Hawks, potentially trade back to 17th, get their 17th pick and one of their seconds, and boom, you'd be good. But they took such a high risk on a guy. But let's just talk about Cam Johnson. Cam Johnson, he's just a great shooter. Rebounding, I don't know if his rebounding is good for his size. Defensive wise, he's okay, but he's just a taller Joe Harris. That's what I see in my eyes. But I mean, if we just want to dive deeper into their draft as a whole, right? So I think a day or two before the draft, they trade away TJ Warren to the Pacers, and they give up their 32nd overall pick. And people are like, oh, they're doing it to clear cap, Okay, so I'm like, okay, I don't want to critique them too much, giving up TJ Warren, who's an 18-point per game scorer who shoots efficiently from the field, for literally nothing, just to get cash back. It's fine. So, they got rid of like $10 million in cap, right? But then in the draft, they trade for Aaron Baines, who's like $5 million to the cap, and then you sign Jalen Leck, an undrafted point guard, to basically high lottery money, a high lottery deal. So all in all, trading TJ Warren for nothing, and after the draft, they probably added more money onto the books, which I just don't understand. Like, I'm actually baffled by their moves. It doesn't make any sense. But I mean, yeah, we can talk about their other draft picks. They picked up Ty Jerome. I mean, he's a good high IQ basketball player. I've talked about him multiple times. I like him. If they don't get a point guard, should he start? Possibly. I mean, he can shoot the ball. He can pass. His weakness is he is unathletic and he cannot defend. So that could be big problems, as Devin Booker can't really defend either. But let's cover the good of this draft, okay? And let's talk about the good. So, trading back, you had acquired Dario Saric, who's a good stretch forward to play alongside DeAndre Ayton, because DeAndre Ayton can't shoot. He shot 0% from the field from three, in this past season. So that should open up the offense more for him to get more post-ups. Teams won't have to collapse on him as more, because now you have, I don't want to call Dario Saric a knockdown shooter, because he's not a knockdown shooter, but a capable shooter in the corners or on the wing or somewhere else that you're going to have to pay attention to. So yeah, that's good for them. Let's just talk about Cam Johnson. The good for Cam Johnson, like I said, he's a terrific shooter. He shot well. And I mean, that's what you need in NBA, shooting. Great shooters. That's what you love to fill your team out with. And I mean, yeah, he's a great shooter. I mean, he's 23, so he probably won't be like, if you would have selected like a KZ, well, you wouldn't have, if you would have selected like maybe like a Tyler Hero or like a, I don't know, maybe like a Sekou Doumbouya. He won't be like a project type of guy. He's already an established vet, I guess you can say. He's a college vet, because that's what they like to call those 4 to 5 year players, college vets. But he should come in and give you an instant impact. He's someone that you can play right away, because he doesn't have to learn the game of the NBA, because he's been in college for so long. He knows everything. I think there was an interview with them where like they were going around and asking people what more would they like to show to NBA scouts that maybe they weren't able to show during their seasons, and what they want to show to the NBA. And he said nothing, because he's been in college for 5 years, so you'd like to see that. But I mean, Looking at Ty Jerome, like I said, high basketball IQ. He's a great facilitator, can knock down the three. But all in all, if I had to give an overview now of their draft, I hate it. I don't like it at all. I mean, you take such a high, like, not a high risk, but like, oh my god, it's such a reach. Like oh my god, that reach is insane. At least trade back into late first round, maybe ahead of guys like the Thunder, because the Thunder probably would have taken him. That's who I'm going to be talking about in my next video, the Thunder. Ooh, sneak peek. But I mean, the Thunder would have probably, so if you could maybe trade back to like late teens, early 20s, maybe trade with the Celtics. Celtics had tons of picks, and then you could have drafted some, like, you could have still had him maybe even in the second round, maybe just maybe in the second round. So I don't really understand. And I mean, if you want to take a shooter, you couldn't take in maybe a guy like Dalen Windler with that pick that you selected Ty Jerome with. But all in all, I don't like it. I want to critique it until after free agency. But I mean, the money that they traded TJ, I mean, okay, so in hindsight, TJ Warren turned into Aaron Baines, Ty Jerome, and Jalen Leck and Cam Johnson. Is that worth it? I guess you could say so. I just don't like their draft at all. I don't know. It's so weird. Like, why? I don't know. I'm speechless right now because their draft was it was bad. I don't want to just call it bad because, you know, we haven't seen Cam Johnson play. He could come in and be like a 20-point per game score, but man, that pick just doesn't make any sense. If it turns out to be great, hey, I'll eat my words. You know, I'll just look stupid. But if it's wrong, I mean, we told you so. That was just a dumb pick. I don't know. You could have definitely gotten some value though with that 11th pick if you wanted to trade back more, like 100%. You know, and he still would have been there with whatever pick you would have gotten. But yeah, that's just gonna do it for this video, guys. All in all, I'll come back to this after free agency to see if the Suns sign somebody. Because if they don't, man, I don't know what they're gonna do. But I didn't even talk about the 6th pick that they had. I just want to talk about this topic right here. You had the 6th pick, more than likely you're going to take Kobe White, and you traded back to get oh, that's even that. They're taking on the salary of Dario Saric also. So I don't even understand, man. I don't get it. I'm just going to end the video here, guys. Hope you guys did enjoy it though, but it's So Sports, and I'm out. Peace.